Great. Thank you all for joining again. We'll take the first question here from Neil Best at Newsday.
Hi, Hank. During your playing days, did you ever think about the idea of maybe doing some television when you were done? And do you think it'll be strange if you have something critical to say about guys you played with? If you have to share that kind of opinion on television?
Well, two questions there. First, when I was playing, I was always interested in media. I've done a lot of different projects throughout my career, mostly overseas, but some stuff here in New York. And I guess it's a little bit of my creative side. I enjoy that part. You have to be on your toes a little bit as well. So I look forward to that. And when it comes to analyzing and talking about the performance of players, I think there's definitely people in media that are very good at describing what's happening and being very technical. For me, I think it will be more about talking about mindset, emotions, and stuff that you might think in certain situations more than anything, because I lived it, and I feel like it's been such a big part of my career that it's definitely something I would like to talk about and try to have fans understand what a big part of the game that really is. What you think and what you feel in certain situations, and we'll see how it feels. It's I'm a rookie here, so we'll try to figure out as we go, and we'll see how tough I'll be when I sit there. But I'm just going to be honest with what I feel, and in the end, I just enjoy watching the game, talking about the game, and doing with people that I really like.
Thank you, Neil. Next question, we have Alan Creeder from the New York Times.
You there? Henrik, great to see you.
Good to see you.
You were always so thoughtful, so pensive, so analytical after games for all of us. So we all valued that, covering the team all these years. How do you think it'll be speaking through a different filter, a different way to look at the game, taking a step back a little bit and watching others?
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be interesting to see how it feels and how it plays out. But like I just said, I'm always interested in the emotions of the game, because that's, like I said, it's such a big part of the game, and I hope I can talk about that and explain that. And I know it's easy to talk to you guys or sit in the studio talking to, your colleagues, Steve and John in this case, but talking to a camera, that's always a little different because there's no emotions behind the camera. So I think that will be the biggest thing just to get used to. But I think it'll be a fun challenge too, to try to, in the best way possible, explain things that happens out there. But again, I think both Valley and John, they're so good on the technical side. So I think that's they will probably spend more time than me when it comes to that. But I look forward to see how it goes, and I'm not sure how it's going to feel or how I'll do, but yeah, just have to wait and see.
Next question, we have Andrew Marchand from the New York Post. While we wait for Andrew, we'll go to Dan Rosen from NHL.com.
Hey, Hank. Sorry if there's background noise. I'm outside, so in the city, so you might hear some background noise.
All good.
I guess the question is, and I didn't ask you this the other day, why do you want to do this? Like why put yourself out there like this now?
That's a good question, but I think staying connected to the Rangers, I knew that from as soon as I was done playing. That's something that I always want to. I should say that is something I always value. In a way, to be connected to the organization that meant so much to me, and also being in the city. Like I said, I always had an interest for media. And I think at this point, we're not gonna, go 100%. And we're also gonna try it out. I'll be joining the team here and there, and hopefully I could add something to the group, to the team. And then we'll just have to see how it plays out. But I felt it's interesting. It's again, you have to prepare a little bit. You're performing in a way. You have to get your thoughts out there in the way you want it to. And there's definitely some pressure involved. I can't really compare it to playing the game. But again, I still love the game and enjoy watching the game. So I think that's why I feel like it's a really good fit for those reasons.
We'll try Andrew Marchand from the New York Post.
Okay, Andrew's sound isn't on right now. Can you hear me, Henrik? It's Dan.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Looks like his question's in the chat.
Okay.
Did you receive interest from ESPN or TNT? If so, can you explain?
What can I say? I mean, there's been some talks for sure, but right now, what's best and what's works well for me, for MSG. I feel like this is the best start for me, and then we'll just see what happens. I think again, MSG Network, they're so welcoming and flexible on the nights I'm gonna work, and we'll figure out a good schedule for both sides, and we'll kind of go from there. Again, I'm new at this, so we'll see how it goes. But when it comes to other opportunities, it's not only hockey. I'm working on other things right now, other projects, and both overseas in Sweden, here in New York, and it's going to take some time commitment on my side. So this is part of my new chapter, but then there's other parts as well that I want to spend some time on and grow as a person. So we'll see. There's a lot of loose ends and a lot of different things going on right now, and I'm excited. It's been a great start for me coming back to New York and trying to start up a new life in a way. So I'm excited about that.
Next question, we have John Matisse from The Score.
Hey, Henrik, I wanted to piggyback on kind of the last two questions and just ask, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of making this decision, can you walk us through that in terms of, like, you could have taken a year off, you could have taken 5 years off, like, why now? Why do you want to get involved immediately after retirement?
Well, for me, obviously, I haven't played the game since last summer. I've been home for a year. I've been thinking a lot. I've had a lot of time and reflecting. And obviously, my goal was to come back and play. So my mindset was still in the game and to play. But I feel like I'm ready to just take another step in my life and do different things. And I've had so much time to reflect and think about the game and what I've been through. So now I just feel like I'm ready to take a step forward and start doing different things that excites me and makes me happy. And in the end, I think that's the main goal for me. There's so many things that happen around us, and most important thing for me right now is to be happy and do things that interest me and excites me. So I'm not going to overthink it and take more time or this and that. It's just, I felt like now is a good time to slowly ease into my next chapter.
We'll go back to Neil Best at Newsday.
No, you just kind of alluded to this, but I'll ask it anyway. I mean, since you made the official announcement about retirement, what's that been like for you? I mean, was it harder than you thought to kind of move beyond that, or was it easy, or what's it been like since you made this official?
Well, again, I've spent a lot of time thinking about my future, really going back to last December when I realized I had to have an open heart surgery. And you know, my first question was to the doctors, can I come back? And they said, yeah, if everything goes well. So I've been working towards that. And it was not until late July, early August this summer that I realized it's going to be tough. And then after a few weeks on the ice, just feeling, you know, some pressure in my chest and stuff like that. I just realized I can't risk it. It's too hard. So I was in peace with that decision. So far I've done everything I could to try to come back with training and rehab, medication, everything. So I was in peace with, you know, sometimes things happen and you just have to adjust to that and not get stuck on the plan that you had. So, and afterwards, you know, I'm trying to be very open to what comes next. There's been a lot of things that interest me over the years and makes me happy and excited. I think right now it's figuring out not only what to do, but how much I want to do it. Because I'm spending a lot more time with my family, which is nice, and we can travel more on weekends that I haven't done ever, I think, other than summertime. So we're taking full advantage of that. And nothing need to be set in stone either. It's like we try it out, we'll move forward, and but it's been good since my retirement. I'm happy. I'm in a good place. And do I miss the game? Absolutely. You know, when I watch highlights and see a lot of my friends playing, you know, ideally, yeah, I would still be playing, but you just have to adjust to what's in front of you. And I'm in a good place. I'm happy.
We'll go to Dan Rosen at NHL.com again.
Hey, Hank, this might be way premature, but I'm curious if you have at all an interest in calling a game with, you know, as an analyst. And I'm not sending Joe Micheletti away or anything like that. I'm just curious if there's, you know, an interest that you have in that side of broadcasting, that side of media, being up in the booth and calling a game.
No, I don't think that's for me. I feel like discussions in a studio, it's more my pattern and what interests me, and really talk about, like I said earlier, about the emotions of the game and the mindset of the game and what players go through, more than just saying what just happened or yeah. So I think I'm more of a studio guy than a play-by-play guy.
We'll go to Alan Krita, the New York Times.
Henrik, how do you think you'll be able to channel your ultra competitiveness on game day studio job? How will that be for you?
Yeah, I was joking with my wife this morning that I might go back to pregame naps and my pregame pasta. But no, seriously, I think it'll be fun. You know, it's we touched it earlier. It will be a new team, maybe a little smaller team, but you have all the people working around the crew, and then on the set. And so far, it's been great to most of the people at the network I know, because I've seen them over the years, and there's a couple of new faces, but overall it's just great to be around people that, you know, they all love the Rangers. They all want to do a good job and put a great show on. So I think that's fun to be part of. We'll see how competitive I'll be, but that's the one thing, you know, you realize when you're not playing sports, you know, you can still have the intensity, the focus, but it's a different type for me. I enjoy a lot of things outside of sports because it's not as intense, because for so many years it's been pretty extreme in how I approach the game and prepare for games. So it's kind of refreshing to do other things and bring it down a notch.
Next question from John Matisse at The Score again.
Henrik, what are your expectations for this Rangers team? Maybe we'll put your analyst hat on for a second. Expectations and I guess just thoughts on the offseason. Obviously, a lot of moves.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I think they have a very interesting group right now, and obviously with the new coach, he's gonna, you know, create a little change. It always happens with a new coach, and it's so early that it's hard to know, you know, where you would put them in the standings. But that's exciting as well. I think that there's so many teams that can get in. I think we've seen that trend over the last 5 to 7 years where it's pretty open, and it comes down to a few key things throughout the season. Obviously, you need to stay healthy. Key players need to be your best players, and then the role players will play a huge part as well. But I think the rest I'll leave for on the air, so you can tune in at 6 o'clock. But that's a little bit of it. I think it's I think exciting time. You know, the Rangers are about to, you know, take that next step. But there's a lot of things that needs to happen, but we'll see.